Okay, so we can open up now to a very, very magnificent lesson. This lesson is going to explain what our function really is, what we're here for. So stay really, really open as we go into this lesson. This can be very expansive. So it's lesson 319. I came for the salvation of the world. I came for the salvation of the world. Here is a thought from which all arrogance has been removed, and only truth remains. For arrogance opposes truth. But when there is no arrogance, the truth will come immediately and fill up the space the ego left unoccupied by lies. Only the ego can be limited, and therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. The ego thinks that what one gains, totality must lose. And yet, it is the will of God, I learn, that what one gains is given unto all.
Father, your will is total, and the goal which stems from it shares its totality. What aim but the salvation of the world could you have given me? And what but this could be the will myself has shared with you? I came for the salvation of the world.
This describes the path of no compromise, no deviation from the one aim of going within, no matter what occurs. There is no other obligation. Jesus says our one responsibility is to accept atonement for ourselves. And then in a deep place in all of us, we know this. This is what we want. So let's meditate. So I came for the salvation of the world. With this idea, we are called to question what the little I came for. What did the person come here for? And we would have as many stories as we have people. But we came to strive for a future outcome, for a betterment of a small self, which could be to help the world in a human way. And it's not help at all. The salvation of the world is all about saving our own mind, the salvation of our mind. of forgiving and letting go of the limiting ideas of the ego. He said here the ego is limited. Only the ego can be limited. And therefore it must seek for aims which are curtailed and limiting. So it's a different aim. Awakening is a whole different aim. And it means to give up everything. It means to give everything over to God. To say, I don't know what to do with this. You show me, or you take it from me. Take it all. I don't know what to do. My planning has not led me to pure happiness, true, total freedom, total knowledge. So that's why he can say that this thought has no arrogance to it. I came for the salvation of the world. Because arrogance opposes truth. But when there is no arrogance, the truth will come immediately and fill up the space the ego left unoccupied by lies. I like this. This is like making our mind a clear slate where we have not put anything. There is no opinion about what we should do or how it should look or who we are. No opinion about who we are. The will of God is that I learn that what one gains is given unto all. One gains. And what is it that, what is the only thing that is worth getting or gaining? It's peace of mind. That's why it's very beautiful to do those lessons, because you learn that you need to release your own ideas about everything, and realize that your own peace of mind is going to save the whole world and give the whole world peace of mind. But we don't do that through some future solutions that we have figured out ourselves. The best we can do is to give over our plans to God and then see if they come back to us. If they're very helpful, they will come back. Spirit will say, no, this is helpful, but it's also not something we want to preoccupy ourselves with. The thought of what to do. When we allow our feelings and emotions to come up, healing, for clearing, we also make space for this to know on a very much deeper level who we are. If we have upset, we have concluded something that is not helpful. That's why Jesus talks a lot about trust and the development of trust. It is a development of trust that we're going through. Does anyone have any thoughts about these ideas, this lesson? And yeah. Feeling about this. It's such a profound invitation. There was one time when Jesus started, or Spirit started telling me that I need to look. Yeah, I started hearing the message. Look at your patterns. Look at your patterns. And I kept hearing it for weeks. And I started looking at my patterns. And I realized how many patterns I had. Patterns of belief, of thinking I knew a lot of things. And I became very determined to let go of my ideas. And it has helped me ever since. The small self, the little I, has many patterns. And unless the patterns have to do with awakening and forgiveness, they are not helpful. They are limiting. This journey of becoming aware, to be able to let them go. That's it. Do not think that we already know what is best, because the ego has such a grand plan. It's a grand plan for our life. But how are we going to wake up if we keep it, if we keep the ego's plan while we think we're doing the inner work? This is what I felt when I first started with the course. I said, I don't want to direct my life. And I was heard. Spirit heard me, heard that prayer, and knew it was genuine. Because when we have a genuine desire, the answer comes, the result, the step is given. very powerful. We're never really limited. You know, this is the journey out of limitation. But I still have the same prayer. I want to give it my all. I feel that God has given us this roadmap of the course. Of the spirit, the voice of the spirit. I don't want to say first I must do this or that. And it has taken me on this journey of facing, I'm looking at all the stones, looking under the stones. It's felt like dark alleyways and paths in the mind going in. It's been times of intense fear, painful passages, but it's been all worth it. Because these moments, they were just moments of fear, especially looking back at it. It wasn't as bad as it seemed. It was passing through. And everyone's journey looks different. But it all has the same way of facing the darkness, of releasing unhelpful beliefs. Does anyone have any thoughts to share? Anslan.
Hello, everyone. I want to place on the altar this belief in perfectionism. I see, as you were saying, patterns, and watching my patterns. I see with, if just to be specific, this morning, I just swept the floor, and 10 minutes later, there were crumbs all over, and it just is. And then it just is this sport of failure. And then also yesterday I shared a video, one of your videos, the final dream, and then this morning I saw I didn't add the link or the hashtag, and then I just started crying as I was washing the dishes because that video is so beautiful. And it reflects, you know, that's my biggest thing. I want to get this right. Salvation. Not this thing, it's for everyone. I want to get
Maybe nothing's gone wrong. Maybe nothing's ever gone wrong.
yes, it's I can see it's the egos. What that I think David mentioned long time video watch that ego wants to join this journey, you know.
Yeah. It wants to be there for every step of it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then it judges it. Yeah, like you just said, nothing's gone wrong. Me posting that video, whoever meant to see it will, my English, whoever it was meant to be for will click on it and come to awaken to love. Yeah. But yeah, I just really this morning, just wanting to get it right. And it's, I can even for me, it's for
Yeah. And, you know, we set up that little group for joining around posting. You feel free to use it. You can send a message there. How does it feel if I share this about, you know, if you're uncertain, because you're not alone, you're not all alone, and, you know, but yeah, usually when those thoughts come, nothing has gone wrong. It's just doubt that comes out after. But if we don't judge, we don't think we are a person even, who is this doer that we blame? And after, you know, it's who is responsible? You know, spirit must be responsible. If I am not, if I'm not responsible for form, if my responsibility is my state of mind.
yeah. Yesterday, with the share with Una, that's also been it feels like the guidance is being non-compromised, saying this is what, believing this course or not. So yeah,
Yeah.
if it's in the mind, the pain, whatever, it's in the mind. And yes, that's the decision. And then that's the effect, the effect of judging, you know, if something doesn't look like this, or I can see it's obviously nothing happened. It's I can in some way accept it's an illusion, but then there's this sense of failure, this sense of judgment, and then I feel I lose my connection to source.
Yeah, it's a deep journey to go through all beliefs and, it's, many steps, step by step.
I'm doing better because my brothers, this is even hard to say it here because it's all this, but yeah, my brother and his wife's house, sometimes it's, when I say it, and at first off, I judged it as dirty and just completely messy, and then when I was a week ago back visiting my father, and I went over and there was coffee stains on the counter, and I had these thought, can't they just wipe it off? Can't you just just brush the floor? And then it immediately felt spirit said, just join with my sister-in-law. So I went and I sat and and she wanted to talk to me about something, and I just listened. I just completely started giving over how the house looked, everything, and everything became shiny. The coffee stains, and then I thought, oh, I'm so happy they had a cup of coffee. It was like shiny. It was just shiny, and the crumbs on the floor, and I thought, oh, this is where they walked. How wonderful they can walk. They have legs. It's just a love. And she was just, and then afterwards she just sending me messages and messages. She's just reaching out, joining, and asking me to come over, which she has never.
You were choosing the miracle, Francois. The miracle is a shift of perception from fear to love. That's what happened. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
It felt so shiny, clear, and it felt, it's just staying there. That's what I practice. Of handing it over. Yeah, that's just what's coming through, handing it over. That's what I did. That's what you just said. I keep on choosing the miracle.
Yeah, that's it. The ego wants something to change outside, but we have the power to change our perception. Just open up to the idea of changing from fear to love, Yeah. The Spirit will help us. We don't really know how to do it on our own, but with the power of the Spirit joining with our willingness, it happens.
Yes. I'm
amazed at how loving this fly is.
You're never alone, Jenny.
I'm never alone. He's very persistent. Very sweet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Francois. Okay. Well, thanks for joining in. Thank you. Have a beautiful day practicing salvation. Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.